Hi, welcome to Anna Write Fantasy. My name is Anna, and on this channel we do all things, some things, most things, just stuff writing related surrounding fantasy, as I am a fantasy writer, as the name already states. Now, you should know by now that we will be creating a fantasy map. However, I like to give credit where credit's due. Normally, when I do fantasy maps, to be honest, I'm one of those people who I can see stuff inside my brain, inside my mind. So, I normally just describe my world and I can picture it in my head. So, I normally don't have a visual. However, my friend, I would say my fellow writer, Amanda, I'm going to leave her name here and I'm also going to leave it in the description below. I was watching her video, and you should check it out if you want to know more stuff about this. And in her video, she did two like versions of doing a map. There is the icon version and there is the token version of doing the map. And I've heard about the token style map. I haven't really seen it done before, so I really love that video. And so I will be creating my map, kind of similar. I like the token version of map. And I'm leaning towards the icon version because I also like the icon version. We don't know. We're going to draw a map. And then at this point in the video, I don't know what's going to happen. So we'll be flying by the seat of our pants. And if you're writers, that's the way of being a panster. So we're going to be mini pansters, except we're not writing, we're creating maps. However, I'm going to have to change my location. So I'm going to go downstairs into the living room. And I'm going to set up all my stuff. So I'm going to get all my stuff that I need. We'll be using rice and stuff for all of this. I really should have think this through. Anyways, we will be creating a map, and that's all that matters. Okay, so I'm sure if you've been watching up until this moment, you do have an idea of what our map currently look like. But I'm kind of stuck a little bit, so I'm not sure what it looks like right now. So this is what we're working with. I don't like black and white. If I'm reading someone else's book, fine. But if I'm going to use this as a visual, yeah, black and white wasn't going to work. So this is the Kingdom of Laveno. And so this is our main kingdom. And if you notice I'm going to flip on my phone on Do Not Disturb. I do apologize. Oh, that's a Fable notification. Hmm. Okay. So if you notice, we have our water connected. This is just like the kingdom, and in the middle of the kingdom is an oak tree. That's why I drew that. And up north, if you can see our little thing, up north we do have our mountains, and then this is the Fortune Cove, which is a very crucial part to my novel. And then there's water surrounding it, so that's that. All in all, I think I also have mountains surrounding the Kingdom of Lebanon. As you can see, these little things right here are supposed to be my mountains. I just think that the reason it makes a good sense in terms of being a nature fortress. So, if you want to try to attack the kingdom, which there's, according to my world, the people don't really know much outside the world. So, they don't really know if there's any other kingdom out there because, for the most part, no one's ever left this kingdom, I think. Whatever. So that's basically where we're at right now. And I don't know, I really don't know. First, I do apologize. My chair squeaks. I've had this chair for 2 years and it has always squeaked. It does have a feedback in audio. Do apologize. So I'm gonna insert like a little picture of my my map right now. I'm looking at it to talk, and I don't know. I like the outline. I thought creating this was really fun. I liked my little cities. I like the little stuff that I created. Normally, like I said, I normally do this straight from my head. And I don't know. I think I'll keep this. I think when I've gotten to a stage where I think I'm close to publishing or something, I will get this professionally done. But right now, it's atrocious. So, like I said, if you want like a more like how to do or more like in-depth version of this, Amanda did do a very good video, and I'll leave her link. I'll leave her link to her video down in the descriptions below. If I have end cards on this end screen, I'll also add her video to the end screen so you can also watch that. I think she did a wonderful job. As for now, I've been working on this all day, and I have to say, my people in my book they're gonna go on a journey, and now I have like not just a visual inside my head, but I have something actual I can look at, and creating maps are really really fun. But I now have like, and I had to definitely go off to what are they called? Cartographers. I think that's what the people who make maps are. I know it's in. Yeah, they're cartographers. Cartographers. If I'm wrong, I'll put the correct name somewhere here. But I really loved how my map turned out, to be honest. There's this section, and I'll point it out in the insert. There's this section that I wanted to be, I don't know, I gave my, so you guys don't know anything about this story. So there's 7 great houses. The kingdom is called the Lavin Oaks, like I said earlier. Outside all the places that are named, like you see the star, outside all those places, no one has per se ventured. There isn't really, I don't know how I'm gonna do like local trades and all that stuff because this little kingdom already have everything and they have kind of like magic. So the people who are currently ruling, who have been the rulers, they're the Lavanoaks, and they're called Lavanoaks because at the center of the kingdom there's an oak tree, and that's the only place that the oak tree grows. And at the roots there are lavenders, and that's also the only place that lavender grows in this world, to their knowledge. Because like I said, the people, the kingdom, the king, queen, royalty, they don't normally venture outside of the kingdom. They're a little mountain because they're surrounded by mountains. They don't venture out of that. You know, there are times when they do have to travel, like per se, to events because there's seven great houses and they're based name on plant. There's a hawthorn, there's the watercress, hemlocks, ironwood, cottonwood, and then there are the marigolds, which are the Isle of Marigolds. And I put them where I put them because they're healers and they're near water. I don't know. I just thought that would be cool. And the hemlocks are like the security. They're like the knights. They present the royalty, and the cottonwoods, the ironwoods. They basically build stuff, kind of like that. They have like some people have like magical strength, and some people their gift is like enchantment. And then you have people who can see the future, and then we have our manipulators. They can do like mind stuff. But the Lavanoaks, which is royalty, their gift is persuasion. They can persuade you to do anything, which is probably why they've ruled so long. Because how it was intended is at the end of a monarch or whatever, they would vote every however many years, and then someone else would rule and so forth. But for the longest while, centuries, the Lavanoaks have ruled because they have the gift of persuasion. You know, stuff is going to change. I don't want to spoil it for you. And then we do have the Butterfly Valley. Recently, I watched Journey to the Mysterious Island, and there were like really big ants. And then I just thought of when they're journeying, because they are going to have to leave the kingdom. And I just thought that when they're journeying, you know, to just go through like this valley with just butterflies. And I just thought that's really cool. As you can see, we do have a lake and there is river running through the kingdom, but for like the journey wise, they're gonna go through a forest. I don't know what's gonna be inside the forest. And then, because I made it like an obstacle, which no one travels through the hawthorns. No one really journey that way. It's not like somewhere you want to journey. Because I know someone might ask, why do they have to go that way? No one journeys that way. That's up north. In terms of where they're going, which is they're going to the Fortune Cove, it's a lot easier, but no one really journeys that way. So that wouldn't have made any sense. And by the time I do write this book, I'm gonna come up with a proper reason why no one goes up there. If I'm not mistaken, I think these are the manipulators. I could be wrong. I think the Hawthorns are the manipulators. I don't know, but I'm gonna find like a real reason why they don't go up there that made sense. So you're gonna have to choose to either go through the Crestthorn forest, and I just named it Crestthorns. I did that like while I was doing this, and I named it the Crestthorn forest because watercress, thorn, and I took the crest from the watercress, and I took the thorn from hawthorn because they're in between. So I don't know what I'm gonna name the water, or I'm probably gonna leave it unknown because the people that are gonna journey have never like been out. I don't know. Let me know if you think that makes sense to you. I I've read book and I like the idea of them discovering stuff, never been. I don't know, when I read or watch movie and I hear that someone's never been somewhere and then to automatically they just know what everything is. I don't know. I like to stay more on the realistic side, so that's that. And then there's our mountain, so you have to choose, you know, you cross the lake, go through the forest, or you take the mountain sides, which is longer, a lot rougher, whatever. So I was just trying to explain this to you so that my map kind of made sense. Like up north is very mountainy, except for the kingdom of Lavano because they're surrounded by mountains. Probably that's why that's the kingdom. And the kingdom name is based on who's ruling. So that's why it's now, if had it been the watercress, it would have been the kingdom of watercress. Had it been the hemlocks, it would have been the kingdom of hemlocks, so forth and so forth. So that's why it's called the kingdom of Lavenoke, because those are the current rulers. Okay. So I think I've basically talked too long. Um Let me know. I know my map looks horrible. But Amanda, if you do watch this, you feel free to give me some tips. I'm always open to tips. What could I have done better? I don't know. I've never done this before, so that's probably why I suck at it. So if you've done this before, or if you're very good at doing maps and you think you want to do my map for me, I'm very into the idea of supporting, small people. That's how we keep the little cog going around. I'm currently doing a 30-day reading vlog on this channel. Plus, I'm also doing a reading vlog on my reading channel. So I'm gonna have a shower and lay down in bed and read. I've been under lights all day and I'm having a migraine. I think this bandana is messing with me, so I'm gonna wind down. If you have watched to the end, don't forget to go check out my girl Amanda's video if you want a more in-depth version of this. So that's that. I hope you have a wonderful year, month, week, day, hour, minute, second. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.